Episode 375.
Yes, sir.
You already know right here. Lock in, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We is live. We are live. All right. Shout out TikTok Live. Shout out YouTube. All social media platforms. You no morals or no respect. All right.
No morals or no respect.
Like no morals or respect.
It doesn't affect me, but it's crazy to see.
No, that is wild.
It doesn't really affect me.
Nah, bro. No morals, no respect. Woman gone viral. All right. She was at the Omah Lay concert. After being seductive during the concert, live performance, while her boyfriend was sitting right there.
I couldn't, that was probably one of the few rare moments where I felt bad.
Come on now.
For another man.
Come on now.
That secondhand embarrassment was crazy, yo.
And
the security was laughing at him.
That was nasty work.
There was
nasty
women
work.
recording and laughing at him.
Nasty work.
I don't know how he stayed.
And guess what? And I love that he's winning now because he conducted himself good, because a lot of men wouldn't have conducted themselves and kept their cool. Like you said, he stayed at the performance, he watched all that. I would have crashed out. So
I would just left.
So he won ultimately, but that's nasty work. No morals, no respect. Your guy standing right there. You've been with him for a year. The good thing about him, he won in a lot of cases in this because he got to see her true character. She's a goer. She's a chooser. That's something we call a goer. All right, because she went and she chose that quick. In that instance of a moment, changed your life forever and really changed his forever. Shout out to Cenat, who gave him 20K. Now he up 30K plus followers and counting.
She wanted compensation to go on there too. It's like, oh my gosh, like come on. He might have just did him a favor, but no, it's one way. It's just the way he had to find out. Like that was crazy. Like I was like, yo, man. And the world has seen this now. Like this has gone viral. This is not just in the UK no more. The world has seen this now. I couldn't scroll on TikTok without seeing reactions to this. It's one thing. First of all, I never even heard of Omah Lay until that day. But like, I'm not here to knock the dude.
I ain't knocking him.
Shorty said that's her favorite artist. That's her favorite artist. Whatever. And it's like, all right, I'm sure there was a moment, and he like you could see he kind of ushered her to go on the stage, and fine, like, that's my girl's favorite artist. Whatever. But you are supposed to be the one to say, I have a man. Exactly. And, allow the artist to be tasteful or whatever. Especially since you confirm that he does that at his shows. So it's like, all right, fine. Like, it's coming. But, like, have some decorum. Like, because you knew, but you bought tickets for him to go.
She didn't hesitate.
Like, you bought tickets for you and your man to go.
She ain't hesitate.
And then you knew he was out. You just left the man's side to go on the stage. That quick, you forgot he was out there?
She didn't care. And that was quick? That was nasty work. And even like I've seen concerts where they have that portion of like the seductive portion and things of that nature. They pulled down the curtain. That looked crazy.
She kissed him.
That looked crazy.
There was another angle of her kissing him.
I
you realize.
Like she chose up, and guess what? She took the L at the end of the day.
Not fact.
So I mean, like for real,
it was a whole bunch. First of all, you put your man on the map. It was a whole bunch of women saying that they really admired the young man. So you put him on the map. So it's like, And
then her response was even nastier.
There was no way to defend herself.
And sometimes, in this, I'm not just talking about all women, but for the majority of women. Sometimes it's best to also just apologize. She went on there and said everything but an apology.
No, the first thing she said was an apology. That's all she should have said.
But she said, "Oh, I did this," and
that's all. There was nothing else to say.
It's kind of a contradiction to what she was saying.
We don't care who bought the tickets. Like I know people said that he probably bought the tickets. There's no reason for you to clear that disclaimer up. It doesn't change anything. Whether who bought them or not, it doesn't change anything. You clearing up there, who cares if you never heard of Omah Lay's my favorite? Like, who cares about that? There's nothing for you to clear up. You apologize to the man and move on, because there's we saw what happened.
We saw it. It's on video. The world has seen it now. So
now that I'm replaying it in my mind, it was really crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
You bought the tickets. You bought the tickets for you and your man to go. You were there with him. You were right under him during the whole concert. You just left the Jew for 2 seconds to go on stage. And in that instance, it was like you were completely saying, I was like, yo. And even you knew Buddy was out there.
And she's dead wrong too, but I would even give the blame to Omah Lay in this situation too, because now you want to speak out and say, oh, you didn't know they were together. Yes, also you're the artist, you're putting on performance.
I kind of don't want to hear that, because you saw her. I don't want to hear that.
Her. Exactly. I don't want to hear that. She's the most responsible, because she chose up. You're with your man. You chose to make this decision, and like you just said, what Hugh just said, it makes it even nastier that you bought the tickets, everything leading up to it, and then you dogged me out like that. And then there was another video after of him just walking away, and she was talking to her group of friends. It's like, bro,
it wasn't that bad. Her friends were like, yes, it was, girl.
That's
like,
nasty.
Shout out to them.
Facts.
Yo, some of y'all women out there are nasty. Because I saw some of y'all saying, because there was a rumor, it wasn't true, but there was a rumor saying that they were together for 7 years. And they were saying 7 years and no ring. Give me a break. What? What does that have to do with? Or what does that have to do with commitment?
What does that have to do with any of this situation?
Then you got some saying you're being insecure at the end of the day. She's gonna go home with you. That's not. It's like what? That's not being insecure. That's like if you want a woman or a man that just does whatever with anybody. But forget not when you're around.
Right.
Let alone right in front of you.
Right in front of you.
Like, that's on you. But don't call me insecure because I don't want to see my girl grind and kiss on some other man. That does not make me insecure. That's insane.
Moving the goalposts, too.
Nobody wants to see that.
That's moving the goalposts. No matter how many years they've been together.
It doesn't matter how many years, but they were together. They were a couple,
No respect, morals.
There was like the lack of respect for homie was crazy. But shout out to him. Shout out to Cenat and the 10K. I mean, it's good to have a bunch of women, and know that you have options and money, but it's like heartbreak is still heartbreak.
Yeah, heartbreak is still heartbreak.
So hopefully Buddy actually gets there. And no, it's not even just the heartbreak. There's still embarrassment.
Right, correct.
That you have to deal with. Like, that's something that's going to be seen forever. I low key, well, I don't know. There was multiple angles of it because I'm like, the chances of people recognizing him from down on the street was slim to none, even with the angles. But it's like,
but now you gotta think about it. Cenat, he put him on the map. So
and I ain't gonna lie,
Cenat got the world watching.
They found Shorty with the quickness. So
they would have found him regardless. But Cenat got the world watching. That's why I respect Cenat for what he's doing in the streaming space because he didn't have to do that. You can tell that's a genuine move. And then when you hear him talking, he was just a genuine chill dude. A lot of people would have been turning up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of men would have been turning up.
My only thing is
ego is a thing for
my
real.
only thing with the Kai thing is you wanted to talk to Shorty first. You didn't want to talk to him first.
Oh,
his first move was to talk to her. So it's like it's great what he did, but it's like I don't know if I would call it completely genuine because it's like, well, you wanted to talk to her first. You wanted her side of the story first. You just couldn't get hers because she wanted to be paid.
I mean, but also too, I think he was going to keep it a thou wow. As far as when he spoke to her too.
Yeah.
Just the fact that, and I'm not just saying
he
money.
Didn't have to give him money. So
but yes, that's what I'm saying. The gesture.
He didn't have to give him anything.
Hugh, I'm just being honest. Like you saying the look, but even the look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The look alone. And guess what? Regardless, she didn't answer. She looked out. She missed her opportunity too, because even though that she's getting attention off this situation, he's going to get more of the attention. Like at the end of the day, because it's something that actually happened to him that was so embarrassing, he ain't deserved it.
Security
messed up, bro.
Security was laughing at him, bro. There's a video when from the front view of a girl recording, and she looks at him like, I'm like, nah, Mo. Like I don't know how he was able to stay. I don't know how he stayed for that.
Kept his cool.
There was too much going on. All the people laughing and looking at him, all the cameras. And I'm like, nah. Like I wouldn't have watched it. I would have just walked out of there.
Yeah, a lot of
people.
Find
your own way.
A lot of people would have crashed out. Yeah, I'd have been gone instantly.
I'd have packed. By the time that concert was over, I'd have packed my stuff. Would have been packed. I'd have been out of there.
Because there was no point in reacting about what they were doing. The only reaction I would have had is just to leave.
I'm glad that he didn't do it. I'm glad he didn't do what she did, which is try to go online and explain what happened. I'm glad.
Facts.
Because at that point, you got to avoid the internet. Mm-hmm. It's like so. It happened for him with the Cenat thing. Mm-hmm. But if that didn't happen, I was hoping, I'm like, please don't do a reaction video. Please don't. Right. Like, this is not clout that you want right now. Stay off the internet. So I'm glad he didn't do that. Because I'm like, I would have hid in the hole somewhere, bro.
Shout out to him. Because he won at the end of the day. Shout out to him. He won.
Hopefully it gets better, man.
This situation kills me, Hugh. We have to stop disrespecting our legends. Cam Newton is one of the greatest football players ever. Let's make that be known. On the highest stage ever, he has won the MVP. Every time he has shown that he has been a success. National champion.
He's won a national championship. Everywhere he's gone.
Hold up, but going from JUCO, then going to, he is overcoming every stage, and he is seeing every stage of his sport.
He won as a third string with the Gators. He won as a JUCO starter, and then he won as come
on now. then won MVP. So we don't see any other legends, and it's not just about race, but at their training camps, you don't see anything like this. And what we got the jokes out. We can talk about the hat and him, handling his own, because Cam Newton's 6'5", 260. I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. Yeah. First of all, and
Cam Newton went up against Luke Kuechly every day in practice. Y'all talk.
Come on now. Come on, and he
went up against the likes of Ray Lewis.
I really respect Cam because he did not hit these children. Even though they're big, he didn't hit these grown men. I would say, because at the end of the day, it would have been more the optics, or he beat them up. Even though he got jumped, it's still Cam Newton. But this nasty, bro. It's nasty. He's putting on a 7-on-7 event to give you a platform to elevate in your career or what you want to do in your space.
And I saw a brief clip today of Buddy with the Dreads trying to say that last couple of years Cam had been talking crazy, this, that, and the third. I said, we'll get Cam's side of the story later. But what I do know is there was a clip of him talking crazy earlier that day at the camp, do with the Dreads, about Cam. So there was that. So I'm like, I don't listen. He's like, well, you don't see Cam. Listen, well, if Cam was talking crazy to you, he did a better job than you did hiding it. Because right now I see a video of you talking about Cam. So right now you look crazy. But then Cam slung him through the fence.
What do you get out of this situation? First of all, we know you wasn't gonna win.
No.
Second of all, you tried to sneak him, which is a punk move, and you still lost. Then you are there for football. You are there to elevate your brand. He's giving you a certain platform that a lot of people don't want.
That Cam did that unprovoked at his own event. I gotta get Cam's side of the story, but I have a really hard time believing that he did that unprovoked at his event. And the sad part is, this is not the first time at one of his events that we've seen
something like this has happened.
Not a jumping, but disrespect from that kid. Is like, you're about to be a free agent.
Right.
A lot of people like,
it's been multiple occasions.
And it's just like, yo, man, like, Cam does not have to do it. You know how many NFL athletes have camps? It just has their name on it. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not there for you to actually see them, learn from them, like, see how they move, like, touch and feel, whatever, and pause. But it's like, Cam Newton's actually putting in the work. He's actually there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's actually on the field.
Being present is so important.
Being present.
So important,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's like you get to a point where it's like it ruins it for everybody. Do I want to do this again? Do I want to do it in my city again? Or do I move to a different state? And it's like...
And Hugh, that's the problem too. Why are we not talking about when we have these certain type of events? Everybody always talks about, oh, let's do stuff for the community, do stuff for the community. Then when somebody does stuff for the community,
to do that. Y'all want to do that?
Look what happens. That's the real topic of conversation. Is just that when you give back, you help your people. They turn their back on you. So ultimately, what do you do in these situations, Hugh?
I'm only laughing because it's like they really tried to jump the 6'5"
come on now
NFL 250-pound quarterback
who could never be even tackled in a real game by professional players.
If you have ever watched the top 100, like every year at the offseason when they go through the top, when the players make that list, they vote the top 100 players. All those years Cam Newton was on it. And they sat down in those interviews. The number one thing all those guys kept saying, they said Cam Newton is a big guy. Like, I hate tackling. That's the number one thing they said. Like, yo, dude is a specimen. Like, we have seen him throw linebackers off of him.
Exactly.
He is not easy to tackle. I don't know why you thought
the worst decision you could ever think.
Like, I don't know why. Rick Ross is like, he said, that hat ain't never moved.
Yeah, that hat didn't move.
Nowhere.
It didn't move. But yeah, I just feel bad for Cam Newton because he shows up time and time and time again at all these events, and he's really helping the youth, being a role model, being a pillar. Like you just said, it's a lot of people that talk.
It's just their name.
A good game, and it's just their name.
Like but Richard Sherman Cam. I'll just use him as an example. But but he's not actually there. He got people there.
Correct.
Like Cam is actually there putting this together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I'm sure if it's not out already, I'm sure his side will be up. And whatever.
I can't wait to hear that because he has his podcast as well too, and I'm sure he doesn't really want to have this conversation and talk about it because, like you said, he was happening time and time again. It's like even though, and I'm not saying that just Cam is all the way innocent in this situation. Maybe I was talking trash, but guess what? You don't put your hands on me. That's also just as a man too, bro. You don't put your hands on me.
Now, Cam started as something else, but we don't know what happened.
Right,
I just have a hard time believing he would do that at his event. And I just have a hard time believing that. I'm sorry.
But we know Cam to be competitive. They talk trash and stuff. That's cool. We've
I don't think he would have started it and then, like, as you saw, not throwing punches.
Right, correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
correct. Come on now. I
don't see it.
I much respect to Cam Newton. Like you said, I'm just eager to hear his side of things. We talking about college football. I'm excited for this. NCAA, all right, college football 2025. All right, come on. That's the game I must get. It's been years, bro. It's 10 plus years at this point. I used to love college football because you create your player rose to victory, like you being a high school player going into college. Like, but I do want these players to get paid their worth. So college players to receive $600 for opting to appear in NCAA football. Hugh, this game is about to make billions of dollars.
Yep, sure is.
$600.
Yep.
This is the problem in the first place.
That's why I don't play it. I don't play it because you're just gonna get Madden with college players. All of it. It's not gonna be special or different. It's just gonna be Madden with college players. I'm not here to hate on anyone's gaming experience, but I don't play Madden in 2K because it's the same game every year, and it makes you upset for the same reasons. Like Madden's going Madden, and I just got tired of doing it to myself. But it's gonna be the same game. It's gonna be Madden with college players. But also, I don't want to support it because it's like they're not gonna pay the guys. They're not gonna pay the players. Yeah. And they should. And I don't want to hear anything about, the players are getting NIL deals now. Listen, NCAA, y'all got plenty of money. Y'all have plenty of money. If you are going to license these guys' likeness in order to sell, merchandise or whatever, you need to pay them properly. That's the whole reason NIL exists.
And now you're putting their names.
So it's like
now you're putting the names on the game. Now, Hugh, they can sell out. Johnny Manziel was just on a podcast talking about how Adidas or whoever was sponsoring them got millions and millions, and he couldn't get a dime out of that.
Nope.
Off of his jersey sales.
Cam Newton got in trouble in the first one because he was still on the computer, and it's just like, he probably couldn't afford one.
Right.
But jersey flying off the shelf and whatnot. But it's like DeMarcus Cousins talked about how dude was selling his jersey outside the arena and made 60 bands that day. And it's like, wait a minute. But if somebody buys me a plate of food,
I get.
But it's just like, and I'm glad NIL exists. I think there needs to be a better management of it. But $600, come on now.
That's terrible, bro. That's terrible.
Because Rasheed Wallace says he's not in 2K because I guess, I don't know, it's a money thing. I don't know.
Because you got to just think about just simple as this, like how much money you're making in the
NCAA
university.
has plenty of money. Like, I'm not worried about their pockets at all. And they're going to make plenty of money off the game.
Pay people. Especially it being the first time in 10 plus years.
Yeah.
It's
pay
up.
Folks.
It's up.
But you see, I'm seeing it more and more in games. And I hate to say it, a lot of games, mostly in sports games. It's just been a big money grab. These companies, they know they have a monopoly on the market. They know they got a monopoly on sports games. They know they got a monopoly on football. 2K knows they got a monopoly on basketball. Heck, 2K is doing something else that's sinister. You probably don't even know about. So last year, this year last year when the game came out, 2K24 came out last year, right?
Well, this past, yes.
Yeah,
past September.
So a parent tried to sue 2K because of their currency system. So they hate the fact that VC costs so much.
Yeah.
And then when you get the VC, you barely get like a power up or whatever, or move up. Like, it's not. So it's basically pay to play. So they tried to sue 2K, and they didn't win. And so 2K has this new policy out now that's saying you signed up to play 2K. It's in the terms of the agreement that you cannot sue us. And basically, players have until April to agree to this, or I think they get booted off the server or something like that. Even if you own the game, I gotta go back and look at my do my notes. But it's just like they're taking advantage of it because they know that there's no other game to play. Right. Y'all gonna run. They're gonna run y'all. Y'all gonna pay to play the game every year. And there's no competition until I pop out. And they know that. And so the same thing with EA. EA knows that there's no other college games, football games on the market. They know there's other football games on the market, so they can charge whatever they want and not pay these guys and know they're going to make an arm and a leg. So I've seen more and more of it in video games. It's actually nasty. It's like, listen, we make, video games make plenty of money. It's $1 billion industry. It's plenty of money. But it's just like, it's supposed to be about making games for the consumers to play. It's become less of that and more based on content and just a money grab.
The money grab. It's not. Yeah, it's not about.
But I've seen it more and more in sports games than anything else recently because only but every other company makes action adventure whatever type of games. There's only a few companies that make sports games and they make them every year. So it's like until somebody else does it.
Yeah, they the only. They're their only competition.
Yeah, it's like having the only water in the land. You can charge whatever you want for it.
People gonna come every single year. They're gonna.
But it's nasty work, man. $600 is nasty work. I'd have been like, man, I'm not doing it. Just go ahead and put a random face on mine.
When you really think about it, it's been 10+ years, and we went from 0 to 600. Yeah, it's an improvement, but it's still $600. In which, what like that's lower than 1% of what y'all about to get. Like.
Listen, I ain't tripping because I'm like NCAA got plenty of money. Ain't gonna hurt their pockets a bit to give the players what they need. You could have broke everybody off at least 100,000.
Yeah,
at least.
I'd
have been happy with 100K because everybody don't got NIL. Everybody, I don't make that kind of money. So if I'm in the game,
or 6,000. I'm not saying, but something.
Yeah, $600 is crazy.
That's crazy.
You could
and how far we are, and even with NIL, like knowing that NIL is prevalent now. You would have thought they would have got way more.
That means even the Heisman guys only getting 600. Like what?
It don't make no sense, bro. They don't make no sense at all. J. Cole, man. J. Cole releases.
The Veil is back. The Real is back.
The Veil
is
like
back. Banana. Pill is back.
He's different, bro. Different. J. Cole, man. It's no doubt. These last 5 years, he's been the greatest rapper. He's been the best rapper there is. The fall off coming soon. This new video snippet, he
whole
going
click
crazy.
Slid on you a mouse pad. I was like, yo,
yeah, bar. And it's crazy because everybody wanted J. Cole to get to this point. You know when he was doing For Your Eyes on all these different albums, just elevating. But now he's at the point. I don't care. I'm giving you these bars. It's simple as that.
He's getting ready to leave, and it's like I hate it, but it's like I'm loving the rollout. I hate the fact that he's getting ready to dip.
But guess what?
He's
been getting better and better. And
that's why I gotta keep going.
And I'm gonna honestly say, and I'm just not comparing them, but like that top 3 order has changed.
Oh, for sure.
It has changed. Respectfully, sure. It has changed. He has shown every given moment that he not here for play. And like you said, ever since that he announced that, the sequence of the albums that he's going through now before his retirement. He been killing the game, bro.
You know who else can ready drop?
Killing.
This weekend, this Friday actually, that I'm excited. That boy Q.
I know you about to say Schoolboy Q.
Q was back. We're gonna ask on the album, but I'm real excited. I ain't seen songs a lot, but I'm like, it's been a minute since Q dropped.
It's been a minute.
And he finally linked up with Jay-Z because he put that tweet out. He was like, wish I could play Jay-Z this album. And then like yesterday, there was a picture of him, Jay-Z, and Punch. I was like, that's how I do. I was like, okay,
his album gonna be fire.
I was like, this album has to be fire. Cause like, why even say something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, of all people, why say I wish I could play Jay-Z this album? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I get the Jay-Z, but it's like, what makes you say that, and to the point that you want to tweet that? It's like, what makes your album that good that you feel like I wish I could play this for Jay-Z? Yeah. And then you actually made it happen. So I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a.
And what I like about Schoolboy is that he's very creative, but also now he's been through a lot with Mac Miller passing. Yeah. We haven't heard from a full body of work in 10 years. Like I'm talking about just a full body of work in 10 years. And his last
Crash
album,
Talk.
Yeah. And his last
2018
album,
maybe. It's been 5 years.
But it's been a minute. But I'm talking about what's the first one?
Oxymoron. That's a classic.
That's a classic rap album. That's a classic album, and it's crazy that it's been 10 years since then. Yeah. But he's gonna have a lot to talk about.
Q puts out high quality rap music, but he's not. He's like one of those, like. He's one of those guys, like, if you know, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, like, if you have been listening to him when he was coming up with Black Hippie, Habits and Contradictions, Setbacks, those early tapes up until Oxymoron, if you just had to know about him, like, during the early days. Like, he's one of those, if you know type of guys. Like, he's not somebody you just going, that everybody knows about.
Right, correct.
He's one of those, like, if you know, you know. People look at you like, who's Schoolboy Q? Like, listen, if you know, you know. Like, this dude, he's like, Q is like that. He's always been like that. I like this. I haven't heard an album of his I haven't liked. All 3 of them were like that. So I'm really excited. Blue Lips
Yeah,
it's Friday for sure.
It's time.
Definitely looking forward.
It's time. I'm looking forward to that one too. I'm gonna tune into that. I'm gonna tune into that. One gotta go, you. One gotta go. Question of the day: Space Jam, Coach Carter, or Remember the Titans?
All right, I'm gonna say this. I'm personally picking Coach Carter.
Ooh.
Now, I will say people pick Space Jam because Space Jam doesn't really go with the other two. The other two are like legit biographies. They're like based on real events. But as a personal movie preference, I love all three movies. But I love Remember the Titans too much. I've rewatched it too many times. And I love Space Jam. Ooh. So I'm like, I've rewatched both those movies more than I've rewatched Coach Carter. And I love Coach Carter. It was hard. So for me, it was like, based on personal preference, I love the other two more than I love that one. But Space Jam does not really go with the aesthetic.
This gonna be tough for me, but I gotta Remember the Titans.
Wow.
Yeah, Space Jam. I watched Space Jam faithfully, bruh. Like that was the impact of Michael Jordan, bruh. Yeah. Faithfully watched Space Jam.
That's how I
feel. And Coach Carter, I love Remember the Titans, but Coach Carter, it was so much. It was so many gems in Coach Carter, just like Remember the Titans. I really love both of them, and there was definitely like the same type of movie concept. But that Coach Carter, bro, to like the lessons that are taught, and now I was a basketball player.
The parents were really mad at him because he wanted them to maintain a C average. I'm like, all you got to do is he said all you got to do is get a C. That's hard. Yeah, you can't get a C.
That movie that was building men at that point.
He was building men.
And Remember the Titans. I love Remember the Titans. Trust me, I love Remember the Titans. And I love the concept of Remember the Titans. It's just as far as like racism, also bringing together black and white, everything.
The Denzel scene.
The Denzel scene.
You're smiling.
Come on now.
Why are you smiling, sir? No, if you think football is still fun, no, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it's not fun anymore now, is it?
And then the scene at his house. When everything was going down.
Yeah,
I mean that movie, but I gotta say Space Jam and Coach Carter, bro. Like just my life personally, I have to say.
No,
Space
I get it.
Jam
I
and
get
Coach
it.
Carter,
like
bro.
Me personally, I was like Coach Carter's out of there.
Space Jam, I can watch at any given. I can watch Space Jam at any given time. Coach Carter and Remember the Titans are such deep movies. Yeah. I can't watch it all like every single time. Like they were just tough to pick between them two, because like Remember the Titans, it kind of made me sad a little bit too. A lot of the parts of the movie, but it was very teachable. And Coach Carter was very teachable, but it makes you sad too. It makes you think about a lot of our community.
Left side, strong side. Now, every time I hear "Fly Like an Eagle," I think that's the best. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. When he comes out and says, "Let's see if I know how to do this." And they go and they play that song, and he just goes.
MJ,
he looks so cool. I was like, "Nah, that's the best part of the movie." With the nines on, I was like, "Nah, that's just classic MJ."
The Looney Tunes to add to that, the mob stars.
If you don't like, you had to be a Looney Tunes. Come on now, Looney Tunes are iconic. I was a big Looney Tunes fan as a Michael Jordan fan. It's just like, and then to see that Michael Jordan was like still Michael Jordan no matter what, like even playing against the Monstars, he was still cooking them. Like,
come on now, that's one of the most legendary movies. I'm still mad they remake that. I'm still mad about that.
I haven't even.
That shouldn't have been touched. That shouldn't have been touched. I'm still mad at that. It was a cool movie, but they shouldn't have touched that movie at all. At all.
Listen, man, certain things you just I don't know.
You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. This enough is enough. Hey man, birthday shout outs to myself. All right, this weekend coming soon. I'm just blessed. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm just blessed, bro. Another year around the sun, for real. Each day is a blessing. So, hey, I'm looking forward to the birthday weekend. Looking forward to it. So shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all. Much love. We out of here.